Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Good morning, everybody. Well, good night, but hello and welcome to Last Man Standing. Stupid O'Clock covered a wide swath of ground, both humorous and, shall we say, looking back with fondness at some of the things that we had seen in our past, as well as far as movies and TV shows and stuff. Um, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And it is, as far as I know, available for rewatching infinitely on one of Joe Dog's, it's a YouTube channel. I don't know if he's got it set up to be a playlist or not, but if he doesn't, he should. So go for it. Um, if you like Stupid O'Clock, if you like Last Man Standing, please do. Uh, if you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. We don't care about getting monetized. We're just having a good time. But you might be able to share it with your friends who are sick and twisted as we are. My kind of people. And speaking of my kind of people, we got Aunt Donna, we got the lovely Dawn, and we have Rich. And I don't know if anybody else is going to show up or not, but Chris was popping into the chat there on Stupid O'Clock, so he might even pop in here later on when he gets home. And how y'all doing tonight? Besides being rickrolled by the TV, Dawn.
I know. I was like, I need to get on there and say that, but I was, yeah. Hi.
I watched the trailer between shows.
You did?
Mark Hamill is priceless in that. I want to see that so bad.
I do believe it's going to be worth the price of admission, or at least the price of a DVD. Oh, And no, I don't have a link to put in our private chat or even post publicly. I wish I did. Oh, that was quick.
Aw. Good night, Carl. I got to meet
Usually.
Donna and Carl. It was so much fun.
Oh, good. Yes, you did. So,
Hmm.
oh, give us a convention report. I mean, seriously, you got to meet Donna and Carl. I mean,
And BKM and Cookie and Molly Daniels.
and had a great deal of fun, I hope, and probably worked yourself to a frazzle.
Yeah, I'm still recovering.
Oh, and here's Johnny.
Hi.
Probably
Uh-oh.
not the one you were expecting.
Well, he's kind of dead.
Thank God it's not the one I was expecting.
Thanks.
Yeah, really.
Here's Johnny.
I just read
Woke up in another
Sanestein,
Stephen King
so
novel.
I know. I'm like, I just finished Sanestein tonight, so I'm going, okay.
Well, there was another one that I was hoping people would not particularly think of, but automatically think of.
Well, I
First
was
things first, I would like to apologize to Dan because I do not get onto this show enough, and I really.
Well, you're always welcome, but you do go to bed before the late night hours.
And the only reason I can do this tonight is it was raining this afternoon, all morning, afternoon. And when it's raining, it's just so fun to sleep when it's raining. So I
Yes.
slept late today. And so
I get in trouble at work for that, but yeah.
I should have taken a nap today.
Naps
accidentally took a
are
nap.
highly underrated. You know, it's funny when you're a kid, you know, you just hate taking a nap.
And then when you grow up, you go, "Oh, that's my favorite time of the day."
You're like, God, I was an idiot. You know,
But I think
Really?
as a kid, you don't want to miss anything, and as an adult, you're like, it'll come back
I
around.
want to
Good night.
miss everything. It'll
Really?
be around later. Yeah,
It'll be a rerun.
I don't want to be accomplice to anything.
What are you here for then?
Plausible
telling you.
deniability.
Trying to cover your 8-track.
I couldn't have been doing all of that, officer. I was being recorded on the interwebs.
And
Hey,
we
Keisha.
have another person here, but not with us. Hello,
Why is it
Keisha.
Hey, dude, send Keisha an invite. She should be in the
Well,
show.
I do occasionally, but usually she's, she's got to keep a tight
Ducks and kids
lasso
and-
on. She's got to keep a tight lasso on her daughter to keep her from floating up into the rafters and things like that.
And now she's got ducks. Or the baby. I don't know what babies. They're babies with beaks.
Oh, she's watching a chick hatch right now.
Yeet.
So she is being a farmer and a
The
veterinarian, I do
farmer
believe.
and the wife.
Well, all she needs is
Donna,
the professor
you're
and
muted.
Marianne.
You didn't know that.
Oop. She muted herself. I
have-
can't do anything about that.
That automatically mutes.
I
for
have
some
been
reason.
tempted to actually start raising chickens,
How's that?
I
We can
barely
hear
can
ya.
hear you. Little bit.
but that's a lot of money to get started.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? Okay.
Awesome.
Hey, Chris. I told him you might
Chris,
show up, but don't feel obligated. I mean, hey,
Nice save,
it-
John.
it's a few minutes. It's a few months to Hallowcon. Not only is Joe Dog a lightning ball of nerves, but Chris has got to make sure everything works.
Mhm.
Well, we got to keep making sure we're selling stuff so that Michaela and I can come down.
We were hoping that the sales were good enough to guarantee your presence, but
We're hoping. Never say never, but if things go like they did this last weekend, holy.
well, I know Michaela did not have too much success selling her stuff the first time she showed up.
Well, no, I'm saying for well, we're coming down as spectators if we come down. So
Yeah.
She's talking about selling stuff up here to make money to go to Hallowcon as participants.
Yes, but I
Attendees.
was saying because Michaela's sales weren't that good when she was here as a vendor. I'm glad to see that she's wanting to come back as
An attendee, yeah.
an attendee, which is, you know, any chance to get to see Michaela, any chance to get to meet Dawn. I mean, seriously, a lot of the conventions I go to wind up being kind of like a family reunion.
Hmm.
Even if you didn't know the people you were going to meet the first time you went, it
Joe
winds
Dog-
up being
Joe
wonderful.
Dog said something about us having a table down there, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to be in the vendor room all weekend. I'm coming down to have fun.
Yep. Lindsay's been planning what she's going to do with our vendor table, and this is the only con that I actually get a vendor table at. I wasn't going to. The only reason I did it the first time was so I could split the table with Michaela, and she could have, you know, be able to afford to show up. And quite frankly, I didn't charge her anything for her half of the table, and I wouldn't have, and would be kind of affronted if somebody said that I should. But I wish that it had gone better for her. She sold a lot of my books for me, but you know, it wasn't the kind of crowd for what she writes, which is astounding because what she writes is really good.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
not my genre, and I still love it.
I just finished her last episode on Pieces on Vela, and I'm like, when's the next one coming out?
She's keeping you on tenterhooks.
Hmm. But
Hey, Josh.
I was able to make that point though. I finally
Josh.
got a chance to review Pieces. Hey, Josh. And
hi, Josh.
I
Hi,
entitled
Josh.
it Michaela J does it again, and I said, except that she's not finished with it. I can hardly wait for the next episode to come out. Hoping
Well,
that'll give him a little punch to, oh, wait a minute, maybe we should read this because this person is, you know, is saying that she wants more of it to come out. Like,
yep. Oh, if I may be excused for saying so, Stephanie Osborne and her protege have the first book in this new branch of her
Division 1.
Division 1 series. Thank you very much. I wind up at a loss for words sometimes, but I'm old. I hope everybody excuses
You're
me.
not as old as I am.
Yeah, I know, but my it's not the years, honey. It's the mileage.
True. We both still have the same kind of reason, drugs. Only on mine.
No. I just been rode hard and put up wits too many times.
Well, mine's drugs, but they were all freaking legal. Stupid orthopedic sports doctor.
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but I did do some
Carousing.
I didn't hear
research.
anything green room related, Rich.
I did.
Dan
I
was
did
talking
do,
about being rode hard and put away wet.
and
That's not green room. That's just
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
everyday life.
hey, that's just cowboy. Don't be jumping the gun here.
No, that could be green room.
If he goes deeper into it, that's what she said. It will be the green room.
I get these
Depends on the
requests.
type of riding we're talking about, though.
I get these requests all the time. I got to keep saying I want to stay married, so I'm sorry, but
I know.
please take the thought for the deed, and
As long as I get a hug and
I will be
and
the usual imperfect gentleman that I am.
as long as I get a hug and a chase kiss, I'll be satisfied.
Mm.
Oh, you guys are having way too much fun knowing me and Michaela were in a hotel room together last weekend.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you have good taste. At least that's what Michaela said.
Yeah, well,
Yes, I'm evil. Give me a break.
Well, I will say both of them had really wide smiles when we got there Saturday. So
oh yeah, and I really squeed.
you can hear it
Sleep
all over the
deprivation will
mall.
do that to you.
What, Rich? What?
They're
Rich?
they're daring you, Rich. I can already hear it.
And don't you dare put up not the green room. You better talk.
From how many orifices?
Oh, all of them.
What's weird is I was like so excited to get Santa Stein last weekend, and I was reading it. And I don't know who's read and hasn't read it, but I get to this one chapter. And it starts out. She says "squee," and I'm like, "Oh my god! I didn't even know that was in the book." I'm like, "Wow! There's a reason. Somewhere there was a background reason of all of this."
Ryan, you owe me royalties.
That's the first book we got.
Oh.
Yeah. I got to that chapter and I just went.
Well, it's.
Because I really do squee.
Yes, she
I
does.
have so much fun hanging out with folks at conventions that I wish I could just go every weekend and hang out with all the folks that I know and love so much. Financially, that don't work, but Lindsay and I are planning to add 2 more conventions per year to our schedule after I retire. And I have no repercussions
Okay,
to
Good night,
Josh.
anything I
Josh.
may say or do.
Be safe, brother.
Oh,
Wait, what? Huh? What?
oh, Josh.
Josh
He
was
said he'll
popping
see us
out.
tomorrow
Bye,
night.
Josh.
Josh is taking off for the night, and
He's
I hope
coming
I
back
hope
to the
everything's
green room tomorrow night.
yep.
I was just
I
telling him
hope
to be
everything's
safe.
going well. And that makes me want to check the weather report. I mean, seriously. Large rocks fall from the sky, and it's going to be cold. Oh, no. Cold.
Large rocks fall from the sky. Who pissed off the DM?
I can take
Dark-
large rocks
Dark
from the
tonight with
sky. I
occasional
can't
light
take
patches
cold.
tomorrow.
Rocks fall, people die.
There's a cow. Another
there's the
cow.
sequel.
I think that's the same cow.
I watch a lot of legal YouTubes. Why? I don't know. It's not like I don't get enough legal stuff at work. But I guess technically if I'm spacing off watching that, I'm still technically doing work stuff because it's still related to the law.
It's research.
Granted, I'm just IT at a law firm, but still.
You're never just IT. You are the ones that keep the place going, so that
You're just IT.
We could
until
use
the
a
computer
dozen of you at the
breaks,
place
and
where I
then-
work, I swear.
But yesterday I had a very interesting legal drama. It's a couple years old. Come across my feed. That was not meant as a pun. Apparently, there are some really weird Stephanie Meyer and the other chick that came off her stuff esque type drama out there a couple of years ago with an author named Addison Kane and Alpha
Sounds
Beta
familiar.
Omega stuff, and it's really spicy type stuff. But it's basically this one lady trying to sue so many other people who are doing this fan fiction thing that she managed to take and rewrite a lot of her stuff. And basically, her novels were
Chris,
a bad Bane from Batman: The Dark Knight, or is it Dark Knight Rises? Whatever the last one was. But basically, it's the main character, the main love interest character type thing is basically Bane with the serial numbers filed off. And considering what I'm talking about, that was a really bad motion to make. But anyways, so
basically
but
that's slash fiction.
It's pretty much turned into werewolf porn.
Oh,
and
that's
well,
a
like I
new
said,
angle.
Well, it's stuff that would be how to phrase this.
Michaela's genre.
Yes.
No. Michaela writes it better.
Right in Michaela's ballywick. So I was wondering how if she knew about it and how she felt about all that drama with Blushing Books, who was the publisher that this Addison Kane was going through, and all I remember is I think it's Chloe Ellis or Sophie Ellis or something like that was the person she was going after, but I guess she sent a bunch of DMCA takedowns to a bunch of people trying to claim that even though there was a lot of that type of smut that was put out, and I don't mean smut in a pejorative way or anything like that.
What?
You know, some people like
In
smut.
a fun way.
But, she was basically coming off of a fanfic trope, but a lot of that type of stuff for the stuff she was doing, the ABO, I think it's called, deals with usually male. And this Addison Kane lady is one of the first ones to hit it big with male-female.
Oh.
So she was trying to say that there was copyright and everything, everyone who was doing other stuff related to that same kind of thing. And basically, she was trying to state that, she was trying to trademark and copyright plot points. Not the actual plot. Like, it's, Barbara goes here and does this. Yes, you can copyright that. But, okay, you've got a character that's this way. You've got a character that's this way. Downturn happens to here. It happens to here. They fall in love. She was trying to do that type of shit.
Okay. I don't think that's got any basis in law because the fellow that wrote Duck Savage did the absolute perfect story outline that a lot of people since then have been, with acknowledgement, using as their template for their story construction. And this is in the action adventure genre, but it works for every genre. All you got to do is change the costumes, the historical setting, and pretty much insert new villain here.
Harry Potter and Star Wars are very similar and hit a lot of the same plot points and a lot of the same beats.
Well, they're both hero's journey, and Campbell.
So on the plot, you
basically.
can't really do that. Well, actually, Campbell doesn't even own that because that goes back before Campbell
To mythology, yes.
Yeah.
He just He just observed it. And
Campbell
pointed
just
it out.
codified it for the rest of the world to go, hey, this is a thing. Look at the pattern. So that we can actually see.
And that's one of the things that a lot of writers may not be familiar with, but no matter what they write, that sort of, this is the way stories have been told since before writing was invented. That sort of thing is, a lot of us would benefit from being able to read that bit of homework there, or
how many TV shows
have
have that same thing? But
you it works
have different
everywhere.
settings. Yeah, it's you've got the same skeleton. I mean, and that actually is the perfect analogy. You take two humans. You've got the same exact skeleton. You've got the same spine, the same skull, the same rib cage, everything. But as soon as you start packing other things in, things start changing drastically. Put me next to another guy. What's the chance the person next to me has diabetes? I do. They don't. Major change right there. Major change in the way things that are going to be done. It's. But it was just very interesting that this lady was so clueless and trying to hide behind the publisher, saying, "Oh no, my publisher wanted me to do this, and it's my publisher doing this. It's not me. Don't hate me." And it's like, wow, how I want to look more into it just to make sure that it's just not this one YouTuber who had the two videos talking about it and their issues with it, because the second one, apparently that author sent DMCA takedowns for the YouTuber's content because the YouTuber was talking about it in what she felt was a derogatory manner and had 400 words of her novel play acted out so that people could see, because she did the first person, she did the second person's, who show, yeah, there's a lot of similarities, but there's also a lot of differences between the two as well.
And that falls under critique and commentary, so it's still legal.
Well, everything she did was full on fair use. But she was trying to say, well, it's monetized, it's not fair use. No. Any critic or anything like that, any reviewer is still doing things under fair use. And also it was transformative because certain words were blocked out so that she wasn't demonetized completely, wouldn't be demonetized because of
really.
The graphic.
If you redo something to make adult content actually more mainstream friendly, I hate to say child friendly, but more mainstream friendly, that's still fair use.
Yeah, because again, it's transformative. You're taking things out. I mean, even if you take another person's video and you play their video in its entirety, but over it you've got your face down in the corner making commentary, pausing every so often, bringing up points and stuff like that, it becomes transformative. Because again, it is part of because again, like I say, I watch a lot of legal stuff, and there's a lot of sovereign citizens and First Amendment auditors out there that make me wish I could reach through the screen and
yes, they don't know their orifice from a hole in the ground. Yes, indeed.
Use percussive maintenance to see if I can get the system to reboot. And I'm not talking about their computer. But there's a lot of these people that will go after the people that are making fun of them and stuff like that. Well, they're using, it's transformative because they're not using the entire work. They're just showing certain points, and basically they're calling you a dumbass.
Yeah.
Most of those people deserve to be called a dumbass.
Well, true. And it's in several situations that is absolutely fair and on point. Now, the folks that are doing commentary and critiques of stuff that they love or wish they did, depending on their reaction to it, are just as legal.
Oh yes.
Even if they don't have the reenactment, the excerpts, but changed, that were transformative.
But also in a case like that, unless you have a very litigious person that doesn't really need to be followed anymore, those people who are having their works transformed in that way are probably just going to be like, more, propaganda for me, more promotion for me. All right, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But
negative press is still press.
Yeah, really.
and depends on the crowd that you go into, negative press can actually cause more people to go look at your stuff because people like drama.
I had a guy
Yeah.
with one online novel I've got. There was a lady.
Sorry, I hate
There
drama.
was a character that was
I
having
said,
a nervous
people, you're one
breakdown,
of us.
and
You're our people, not their people.
I
Okay.
basically added in. I had witnessed somebody going through a nervous breakdown in a similar situation, and I put in what was almost a transcript of what their dialogue was.
Mm-hmm.
The person that was objecting to this was going, "Oh, I'm going to count the cuss words." I'm going, "Dude, you may not realize this, but it was taken from life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quoting, I am not composing."
I had the same thing with Woodstock Dreams. Our third author, there was a scene where this gangster got extremely ticked off at something one of the main characters had done, and about every sentence at least had the F bomb. And
I
Michelle's
know folks in real life, it's every other word.
Michelle's a nice, very nice person, brought up Catholic, and I say that because it
It's
really
important to the character.
yeah. And she wanted me to re-edit this and take out the words, and I'm like, no, because I have this person is based on someone I know in real life, and I have seen him when he got ticked at somebody, and this is how he responded. So, and I finally got her convinced that yeah, every F bomb deserved to be in there because it was true to this character.
Hmm. And the point that I was making before, because this uh, critic pointed it out, I wound up with about 300% more readers for that particular online story than I would have normally expected for something in that genre that I had written. And I'm going, well, thank you for the controversy. And do I owe you a check for publicizing me or what? Seriously, I mean, I was sarcastic, but I was kind of seriously sarcastic. The content
Do
may
I owe
have
you
been sarcasm.
royalties?
Yeah, really. But thankfully, it was not a work for hire or a pay to read, so there were no income. There was no income from it, but a lot of extra people read it because this one person objected to it. They go, "Hey," and that is exactly the same principle that is at work when I get sent a submission for Aphelion that has the need for me to put and adult content and situations flag on the story because I've got readers of all ages, so I've got to be responsible. And if it's a good story, I mean, a really good story, I'm not going to censor them. I'm going to go ahead and warn people that this might have some stuff that triggers you. So if you're easily triggered, click on a different link, and automatically those are the stories that get the most views.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Because you get the
it's
people that want to see what's wrong so they can complain about it, because some people just want to complain.
Some people aren't happy unless they're
some people
complaining about something.
just go, hey, if it's spicy, this is my genre. I
Right.
wouldn't have read it otherwise.
You don't know how many people that, this weekend was my first big one with Michaela. Big QuadCon. Not the green room, you.
Was
Anyway.
was not going to
We-
comment.
Knew you meant the con.
Yeah, and so, I mean, but just, tell people, this is spicy. This is,
You guys were getting a lot of meat in that room.
No, I wasn't getting a lot of meat in the room. Michaela was getting all the meat.
I don't have a sign, but Rich, not the green room. You did it to yourself.
Oh my God, it was so much fun, but oh my God, I'm still hurting.
It's a lot of work.
I don't believe I'd have told that one, honey. Just to make a smart aleck remark that kind of diffused the situation, I hope.
That's
yeah.
why it's in private chat, Dan.
What?
Oh.
Oh.
But I mean, I don't know if she wants me to reveal any of this, but I think all of it, all in all, we did.
Thank you very much, Chris. That is exactly, and I was wondering when I would have time to bother you with the request for that particular room. And
I've been working on some stuff, so I took care of that while I was doing some other things.
You are.
He's awesome.
Yes, and that doesn't go far enough to describe
No.
Chris. I mean, basically, he's the power behind the throne that makes things work. Joe Dog comes up with the ideas.
The conductor of the train kind of...
No, Joe Dog comes up with the ideas. Chris budgets the bail money.
No, I have to try and figure out how to make it work and tell him, look, that's not going to work. You need to come up with another plan.
This is reality. Now, how can we try and fit your vision into the actual real world?
Because sometimes he's even more out of touch with reality than you think he is.
I don't think that's
Wow.
possible. I've known Joe Dog for mumble many years.
That many shots in the head from Donna, he'd have to be
The other Donna.
right
the
there.
other Donna.
Good.
I know.
His
Hey.
Donna.
Not the green Donna.
It's a
Not the
miracle
green
he's
Donna.
not dead.
Especially how many times he upsets his wife.
On purpose.
Hey, we're leaving the rest of the general public out of this is one specific situation. I mean, I'm very surprised that there hasn't been some police presence involved over the years they've been married.
I'm surprised he's still alive, to be honest.
Exactly.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten a telephone call saying, "Hey, do you have a shovel?"
Hey,
Hey, Dan, you're going to be having to run stupid o'clock from now on. Just saying. Click.
that
Okay,
discussion has already taken place.
just to give y'all a little FYI, if you're calling to make a room reservation, Tuesday is probably not the day you want to do it.
Really?
Is that not when she's off from work,
Let me
right?
guess. The new
No,
guy.
it's not that. It's just that she's only there after 11 p.m. So
Oh, okay. Now,
yeah,
to explain that to our viewers, there is a lady that works at the hotel who is
Who knows what she's doing?
absolutely understanding of everything we are and everything we do, and she is absolutely wonderful at taking your reservation and getting you exactly the room that you need, planning everything, doing all of it, but she's not there 24/7.
no, she's only there third shift, and that's only 5 nights a week. So
And third shift is not usually the time you want to make a hotel reservation.
Depends on how bored
Although,
you are.
yeah,
if you got a chance of getting in touch with her and Chris isn't available to facilitate things, I did say things. God, I'm
but
getting
Bob
southern.
doesn't work Tuesday, and he's another good one to get
Yep,
reservations.
I've
with.
heard good things about him too.
Yeah,
Can't
he was the one
remember
I
the
talked
young
to
lady's.
last
I
year.
can't remember the young lady's name, but I did deal with her the first year.
Yeah,
And
well,
it was awesome. It was awesome. I mean,
Shelly's still there, but Laura's not. That's why I said Tuesday's probably not a good day to call.
well, you heard it here first, folks.
Well, when you call up in March and say, I'd like to reserve rooms in late October, and she goes, "Oh, are you coming to Hallowcon?"
Yep.
Why, yes, I am.
Yes, I am, honey. Looking forward to being there. I have still got to get in touch with Matthew at LibertyCon and tell him to roll mine and Lindsay's memberships
Yeah,
over
Matt
because we're not
Finney.
going to be able to make it this year. So I've got to do that. I don't want to put him in a bind. I don't think Rich ever got my email about being on panels for this year.
Oh, no.
So
Wrong, Rich. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Rich rolled.
I'm like, I've got
Our
nothing to do
Rich
with
was
panels.
going,
What the hell?
Rich from LibertyCon.
Oh, by the way,
You
Rich,
didn't say that.
you've got a new job we didn't tell you about until just now.
Yeah, you got to schedule all the panels at LibertyCon, which you've
All right.
never been to. And no. Rich Groller, Tish's husband, and the programming
Wait, you
director
got more
for
than one
LibertyCon. Excuse me?
I think Rich has got more than one wife.
Mm,
Rich.
Last time I checked, I wasn't Mormon.
I don't think that's a job requirement. You just
Yeah.
have to be really, really enlightened.
By the way, Rich, the other morning I couldn't resist the whole thing about your cane and doing Michigan J Frog. I hope you did not take offense to that. That was funny to me, though.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my
Hello,
ragtime
ragtime
tongue.
gal.
I know, and I
Love
after
my
it came out, I go,
Baby, my
I hope
heart's on
that
fire.
I hope that
You
Rich
refuse
knows
me,
that I am
baby.
being a smart ass.
If he ain't learned it by now,
Hey, I learned all my classical
it's high
music
time.
from Looney Tunes.
But some people can get sensitive about things, and I know that Rich has been having a week from fun in quotes.
mm.
So I'm like, hopefully that made him smile at least.
Oh, yeah.
If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me.
Yeah, for some reason I was getting my wires crossed about the Fox Network's original shows and the WB's original shows.
Original in this context is highly variable.
Well, the fun thing about the Fox Network when they first got started is they had a number of shows that the son of a famous Warner Brothers producer,
Mm-hmm.
his son, Savage Steve Holland, was in charge of, which there was The New Adventures of Bings Baxter, Danger Theater, which I loved, which they had Adam West,
Oh, okay.
another guy, and a huge Samoan.
Wasn't
It
he
was
one
a
of the
detective show.
I love Savage Steve Holland.
Wasn't he one of the producers for One Crazy Summer?
One Crazy Summer, Better Off Dead.
Let's not forget the masterpiece, How I Got Into College.
And the
Money.
animation in both Better Off Dead and
One Crazy Summer.
One Crazy Summer was John Cusack.
Was it? Okay, he did his own animation because he was playing an animator in one of them.
One
Yes.
Crazy Summer.
He
Never
I
touch
hate to
my
say
car
this,
again. Never,
But
never,
he
never.
was also
never.
doodling and cartooning in Better Off Dead too.
Better Off Dead.
And
yeah, he
and,
was a
and
cartoon.
sometimes they would come to life and they'd be like, "Hey, mind if I take her out?" Okay, that was actually Barney Rubble.
I
but
now have a
Was this?
a
Was that
greater
good? Everybody
appreciation of
wants
John
some.
Cusack.
And
that is.
Who was the
have-
cute little? Who was the cute little girl that he was dating? The French girl in Better Off Dead.
I don't remember.
Wasn't she the one in Last American Version? And
I
wasn't
was
she
wondering
also
about
one
that
of the,
myself, yeah.
the princesses in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Better Off Dead almost got me a severe ass kicking from my mother because of my best friend. So I was working.
Didn't he do Hot Pursuit too?
I want mine.
What's her name from True Grit? Darby, Kim Darby played his
Yeah.
mom in Better
Mhm.
Off Dead. And then, let's see,
If you haven't had a chance to watch How I Got Into
Diane
College,
Franklin played Monique
Yeah.
Janot.
yeah, she was in Last American Virgin too, I think.
Who played Long Duck Dong? Oh. Was that a different movie?
Those 16 Candles was Long Duck Dong.
So I used to work Value City.
You
I
are
used
correct.
to work in the
16 Candles was Long Duck Dong.
I used to work in the toy department.
Not that
Which-
toy department, the other toy department.
I used to work in that toy department.
Anyway,
But I was hired for Christmas help. So, we had to sit there and reface the entire store. When your department was done, you had to go help in another department. Value City at Christmas. If you've never had a Value City near you, think the Dollar General version of Kmart.
So kind of an Ollie's.
I've seen some of their products. but I
No,
cannot remember.
Ollie's is not that.
We
structured.
bought overstock from all these other companies and sold them for dirt cheap because it's basically an Ollie's, just with
Okay.
wider aisles.
I sit corrected.
But yeah, it's not far off of an Ollie's. So about 3:00 in the morning, I'm rolling in. My mom's sitting up in the dark, smoking a cigarette. I just see the cherry on the end of her cigarette just glowing, and she's just pissed. And I know that the ashtray next to her is just overflowing because she's just been chain smoking all night. Where were you?
And this was the day before the day of cell phones.
Well, this was in the day of cell phones, but this was before they were affordable.
Well, that's where they weren't every day.
Yeah, so I'm like, we had to face the entire store. It's Christmas. So apparently, my best friend Jeff, one of his mutant powers is,
Pissing your
Yeah,
mom off.
back in my day, we had VHS tapes, not this fancy
Yeah.
DVD stuff. But his mutant power was to be able to magically hit fast forward, and play on a VCR without it playing, doing the fast where the image was turned off and was going fast. And he could hit play and stop to get it to exactly where he wanted it to be without having to do a bunch of back and forth. He would just
see how that
stop.
would get one in trouble.
And his favorite thing to do was to call people up and wait for them to answer and then play whatever was on the VHS tape that he got to. So, what my mom heard was, "Sorry, Mom, blew up Richie." What Jeff played was, "Gee, sorry your mom blew up Ricky," from Better Off Dead. He thought I was off. He thought I answered the phone. Mom answered the phone. And so, when Mom was telling me what was going on, I'm like, it was Jeff. I freaking know it. So I call him up. He's like, "Yeah, it was funny, wasn't it?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't home. My mother didn't think it was funny at all."
Did he come over begging for mercy?
I'm in my mid-20s, and I got grounded.
Wow.
I'm laughing because anybody who lived with their parents in their 20s, we've all gotten grounded.
I was 25. I got grounded.
I got grounded. I got grounded.
Sorry, 23.
In my
I was 23.
50s.
I will be 57 in April. I don't go over to my mom's house because I'm afraid I'll get grounded.
I was never grounded.
It was cute.
Yeah, that was Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead.
Yeah.
She played the cute French girl that didn't like the guy. She was the exchange student. She didn't like the guy.
Put his testicles all over me.
He was putting his testicles.
Octopus, testicles.
No, like an octopus.
Tentacles.
Tentacles.
Big difference.
Testicles is something completely different.
Yeah, really. Of course, there was one of those things that some teacher submitted about what her children had written in class. That one of them was something like that. Their favorite sea creature was an octopus because it had 10 testicles. The teachers was going, I don't believe that's correct, but
it's got raisins in it. You like raisins.
That's going in the outtake file. Someday,
looks like somebody threw away a perfectly good white boy.
Someday Facebook will be invented, and I'll have a use for this phrase.
If you ever get a chance, watch How I Got Into College, because it has Phil Hartman and Nora Dunn of Saturday Night Live as consultants trying to help this kid get into college. And the only reason why
Colin Hanks?
What?
Is that the one with Colin Hanks and Jack Black?
No, this was older. This has got Anthony Edwards back when he had hair.
Back after he was a nerd.
I feel like I'm in antique now. Good Lord.
It also has Charles Rocket in it, who was also an SNL cast member who lost his job after dropping the F-bomb accidentally. It also has, I can't think of her name at the moment. Laura Flynn Boyle.
Another great Anthony Edwards movie. Gotcha.
Yep.
And
I was stationed in Berlin when they were filming that, strangely enough.
Yeah. It's got a cool soundtrack. It also has a cameo by Queen Kong, the female wrestler. And
Curtis Armstrong.
Yeah. And it's got Rick Overton and a guy that looks like a younger version of Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley. And there's these little interludes with them in it where they're part of the word problems that he's stressing out over.
Mm-hmm.
It is hilarious because you would not believe some of the antics that go on it. Like I said, it's classic Savage Steve Holland masterpiece.
For some reason, parts of this I remember, especially when I saw Curtis Armstrong, was a Bible Academy recruiter. I remember seeing that somewhere along the line in my life. Because that's Booger. For those of you who
Yeah,
don't
I
know,
know.
that's Booger.
Who's also great in Better Off Dead.
Yeah.
This is snow.
Just go that
This
way.
is complete
and then
pure snow. Do you realize the street value of this mountain?
just go that
How
way.
I give direction?
And then
How
turn
I
that
give?
way.
No,
He was also in
I
Moonlighting.
give directions that way. Go that way really, really fast. Anything gets in your way, turn.
I still want my
And
$2.
the funny part is when he played Booker in Revenge of the Nerds 2, he ran into James Hong, who played Snotty. The character actor that played Lopan in Big Trouble in Little.
I recognize the name. Yes.
But anyway,
That's
he did something. He's like, "Master," he says, "Soon you will be the master." And the look he gets on his face is scary but funny too.
there are things that we know that sometimes either we wish we didn't or we wish we knew more, and I don't know which is worse. I really don't. Um,
Well,
um,
do you remember the guy that did the tours in Big Trouble in Little China?
yeah,
Yeah, Egg.
Egg Shen. Yeah, but the actor's name I do not know, but I have seen him many a time in other
If
movies.
I'm not mistaken, he was Charlie Chan's child number 2.
Ooh, number 2 son,
Victor
Yeah,
Wong.
I think you're right.
Victor Wong.
Yeah. I think it's either him or the guy that was the blind master on Kung Fu, the series with David Carradine. It's one
No,
of
no,
those
no.
two. It's one of those two.
Two different people entirely. Yep. Believe me, when it comes to the TV series Kung Fu, I remember every face on there as if it were
Yeah.
embossed on individual cells of my brain.
Well, one of those two was child number 2 for Charlie Chan.
Now that
So I've got it narrowed down for you.
yeah. Gee, thanks.
I don't know everything. I know a lot, but I don't know everything.
I don't know anything, but people think I do. I'm not an expert. I just play one on the internet.
But I did.
I was
sleep at
in
a
a
Holiday Inn
bookstore and somebody
Espresso.
thought I worked there.
Oh, yeah, because you know so much about it. Yeah, I could see that. You're not the assistant manager? No, I just came here so that there was a liquor store down the hill. Oh, now you did see where I warned Kiri if he shows up at Hallowcon, he should not hang out with you and me on Sunday night. Especially given
he needs
his
to head home beforehand.
Yeah, really, especially given his adverse reaction to
Hey.
strong alcohol.
Does anybody here fly on airplanes on a regular basis?
Not on a regular basis. I've done it before. But
No,
It's
If
been years.
anybody here gets on an airplane before Hallowcon, okay, get some of the air sickness bags.
Okay.
I have a sickness bag. My good friend had to go for was it a colonoscopy? I don't know. But
Colonoscopy.
You know, John, you could probably
that stuff
order
they
those
have
things
to
off.
they have to drink.
Yes.
They gave
Oh,
her
Donna.
Bury him.
Oh,
Or whatever.
they gave her this thing to throw up in out in the waiting room, and they gave them two of them, and she only used one, and she left the other one in my car. So it's got like a little plastic top, and then
The
the
tube.
plastic bag that hangs down.
One of my friends has got a lot of health issues, and I used to take him to the ER quite a bit or pick him up from the ER. So, yes, I had a collection of those in my car.
I could give that to Carrie.
I did not know this. But
I'm
apparently
sorry, but
you can buy air sickness bags
well,
at Walmart.
I have overindulged in alcohol. I don't need a little bit bag. I need a 55-gallon drum.
I just bought a
One
3-gallon
with
bucket.
the biohazard label already applied.
Oh, you'd be surprised how much this would handle, because it's like a foot long and about that big around. It holds quite a bit. Trust me, I had to.
That's what she said.
And they're usually green, ironically.
Thank you, Rich.
You can get 30 of them for $14 at Walmart online.
Ladies, take note.
Well, you need to mention that to Joe.
To change the subject. Hey, John, what are you smoking?
No, we need to mention the price of wheelbarrows to Joe. Even though, thankfully, he has.
Yeah, I don't have to
I'm
worry.
too sloshed to
Reformed.
read it, but that's what I'm. Wait a minute.
I'm,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, it's a big gulp. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about
That's
that.
what she
Besides,
said.
if he loses any more weight, I can pick him up and carry him.
This is a Black Crown. I joined the cigar club, Cigar of the Month club from Cigars International.
Okay, bud.
$20 a month, and you get 4 cigars, which is, yeah. And
Yeah.
they send you this little thing, this little pamphlet that tells you what is in each of the cigars.
Ooh.
And
Wait a minute. They have to tell you what's in a cigar because technically it's supposed to be tobacco.
Well, like hints of
It is legal in
hints
Illinois.
of spice, and the Wicked has roasted espresso beans, black, that sort of thing.
Roasted espresso beans.
Yeah.
That's
If
weird
you
to say.
saving-
absolutely
saving that.
positively have to stay up all night to study for your final,
But that's smoking it. How would that actually?
You know, if that
very
were pipe
deadly, I
tobacco,
You
suspect.
get
if that were pipe tobacco, it would kind of make sense.
well,
But
you
not
get
a
different
cigar.
hints.
That's,
You get different hints
Well-
of like leather or earth or
Yeah.
The smoke would also be able to be somewhat dissolved into the lining of your mouth and stuff like that. So any caffeine that would come through the smoke would. And sublingual would be probably the fastest way for the caffeine to actually get to your brain.
hmm
Okay.
But yeah,
Wait,
it's
take it.
only $20 a month and free shipping. So that's only $5 a ship. And these are good quality cigars. One of them this month is rated at 91, which Carl could tell you what that means.
No. I'm kidding. I've got this one, and give you an idea how good this other one is. I have no idea I can't read this.
Oh, Cohiba. Yes. Cohiba's a very good brand. I generally buy Gurkha samplers, but if I'm in a brick and mortar, I'll buy other than Gurkha just to try something. And I
It's
thought,
got a nice.
This would be
next
nice
time
to
y'all are up
try.
here, if y'all come down for Hallowcon, there's a really good cigar store right off of I-75. And I used to know some of the people that work there. I'm not sure if they're still working there. That's how often I go to a cigar store. I can't even tell you if the people I know are working there anymore. But I've actually thought about. It's kind of interesting. They have dental chair or no, I'm sorry, barbershop chairs
Hmm.
in the cigar store, so that you can buy a cigar, sit in the barbershop chair, lean back, look at the sports on the TV, and smoke your cigar and drink your drinks while you're laying back in the barber's chair.
Cool.
We
Yes.
went into a cigar store over in Cincinnati, and when you get to the door, you know they're serious because it says right on the door, if you don't smoke cigars,
Don't
bother
come in.
coming in.
Yeah. I love those kind of, I love those kind of things. This is a
And
smoking establishment. If you do not like cigar, cigarette, or pipe smoke, do not come in. You have the
Truth in advertising. Yes,
the
indeed.
Speaking of
whole
Donna, when you guys were
store
here, did you?
is a humidor, and we're talking probably a good 1,000 square feet, and there's pipes running at the top and the steam coming down on the cigars. And then when you walk around in the back, there's another probably 200 to 300 square feet of leather chairs and big screen TVs where you can go back and relax and smoke your cigar or pipe and watch stuff there.
Hey, Donna,
Hmm.
the name of the place in Chattanooga, and it's right off I-75 up by Hamilton Place Mall, is called Burns Tobacconist.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And that's what I was telling you about. That's one side of their humidor and the barber's chairs.
Hmm.
And then, let me see here. Here we go.
That's probably the one Joe Dog told us about the first year we went down, but
Possibly.
we had Michaela with us, so we couldn't stop.
Oh, granted, it's not that big, but did you get did you guys get a chance to stop at that place I was telling you about here in Peoria when you were here, Donna? Or did you
No,
forget about it?
we went right. We came straight home because that's a 3 hour drive.
I mean, like I said, it's not that big, but it does have a walk-in on it.
Yeah.
In it, whatever. It's been a long day.
All right.
Dan,
Well,
are you
I
still
wanted
with
to
us?
pop in and say hi.
Hi, Chris.
I'm away from home, so
Yeah, it did look like you're kind of at the convention hotel there.
And I was gonna say, there's no key kids that visited us tonight.
Well, I've noticed that he's wearing Shazam's T-shirt, so I think his superhero work has taken him away from home.
actually,
Oh, well, okay.
Kansas
Never mind.
City Chiefs.
So it's Uncle Deadly instead of Shazam.
no, but I did want to participate and say hi tonight. I probably won't be on Saturday night. If I do, I may hop
I'm-
on my phone and comment or something. But
I have a pair of Kansas City Chiefs earrings if you want, Chris.
yeah, if I wore earrings, I might, but I don't. So
Hey,
I
do
appreciate the offer, though.
what I
Hey,
do. Do what I do and put them through the lapels of the leather
lapels, yeah.
jacket.
There's an idea is we can do a charity fundraiser that if we raise enough money, we'll get somebody to pierce Chris's ears.
Now wait a minute.
No.
If he wanted his ears pierced, he'd have done it. It would have taken care of the problem himself.
Yeah.
Hey, if
Yeah.
I wanted to go to space, I'd have been an astronaut. But if somebody offered me millions of dollars to go to space, millions of dollars for your favorite charity to go into space, I'd sacrifice.
What do I have to do to try to get some money?
You could go the cheap route, John. You could find some Astroglide and see if somebody's willing to help you out there.
To the moon, Alice.
Was that directed towards me or one of them?
I got done.
Maybe.
No, that was not a. That was A or B. There was no C.
I got done really good.
All of the above works.
No.
Believe
On
me,
that
Dawn.
note,
Believe me, Dawn. Nobody was poking fun at you with those. Ah.
she was laughing at my comment
Mm-hmm.
because she
Oh,
was
good.
not expecting that.
Ah.
That's
gets
what
me
makes
every
it so
time.
much fun.
Oh, and Rich, we ignored this for probably an hour or so now, but this fella had a question I thought that was questionable.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, WERE, werewolf, one word.
I think
They're a
because
wolf. They're a
They're a
castle.
castle.
Mhm.
Why are you talking that way?
Why do you want to wear a wolf?
I'm cold.
Yeah, I was wondering
Not the
if
green
we caught
one.
that one. All right.
Uh,
Well, I made Donna laugh and about
Many of
broke
my
her.
ancestors did werewolves, so I mean,
Well, yeah.
Many of my ancestors did werewolves too, but they seem to like it. So
It was a successful night on my part. So I bid y'all all good night. Have a great rest of the show, and until next time.
See you later,
we'll
Chris.
Adieu.
we'll be
Cliff.
doing real good if I can stay awake till it's time to hit the end the show button.
Yeah, well, don't do
Whoa!
that.
This is
I'm
no,
doing-
this has been a rough week at work.
Hey, John can take care of that for me tonight. I babysit the other night, so he can do it tonight. Tag, John, you're it. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Chris.
like Chris.
Tag. I'm it.
What?
What do I got to do? What you told me anything?
Are we playing
Hey.
freeze tag?
Well,
TV tag?
luckily,
What are we doing?
John has ops, right? If Dan falls
I don't
asleep
know.
on us
I
again.
don't actually know how I wound up with ops on Dan's show, but yes, I have ops.
Well, because it's Joe Doug's StreamYard all around.
No. That has been
We've changed that
modified this week.
as of this week. Yes.
I am now officially either second or third in command of Stupid O'Clock. And John is either second or third in command of Stupid O'Clock.
So do you guys play?
We didn't play nothing. This was
You were voluntold?
Yes.
no, this was if we didn't want to give up having Stupid O'Clock. Basically, financial arrangements were made. And I am so heavily invested in both shows that
And I didn't know
Even-
Dan could do a lap dance that well.
lap dance, them women didn't know what hit them. They were giving me money hand over fist. I managed to pay the fees.
And I missed it.
I didn't know you
I
could
was
put
to
that
say,
much.
Donna.
I didn't know you
did
could
they-
put that much money in a tidy whitey.
We're like, me and Donna are going. Did you just talk, Dan? Is that all you had to do? Right, Donna?
I had to
No, I
come
was
off.
thinking something else.
I had to
but
come off the hip.
I think I finally figured out why Fruit of the Loom puts that little pocket in the front of the tidy whities, and I didn't know it was for dollar bills. Okay, that's
You learn something new every day,
Every day.
John.
So where do you put the $100 bills?
anywhere you want.
In the bank, honey. In the bank. As
bank.
quickly
I
as
thought he said
possible.
that. Never mind. Not the green. Not the green room.
Yes, dear.
It's after midnight. We can green room.
we've been dancing around it all night since
dance around
7
it.
o'clock.
All the time.
The green room.
All right, if we're
the
dancing.
green
Oh
room,
wait, I'm gonna
Bring
Nick,
on-
the green room was coming up on BKM's show tonight again.
Oh, green room.
Wait a minute.
Green
You see
room.
what color the walls are? I just figured this out.
There you go.
I'm
Yeah,
always in the
It is
green
a green
room.
room. Wait a minute.
It's the green room. I'm in the green room.
Y'all
Ah.
are sad, just sad.
Yeah, well.
Bless your heart.
Oh, shit. Thank you. I need that. I know I'm
So-
sad.
which flavor of bless your heart?
Yeah.
Yes, because in the south,
Yes.
yeah,
It's me,
in
Rick,
the
what do
south,
you
bless
think?
your heart. Mean also.
Remember,
It's your-
Donna's met me in person, so I'm taking her bless my heart as a bless my heart.
Bless your heart could mean, oh, you spent all day in the hospital emergency room. Bless your heart. It could also mean, oh, you're a poor, unfortunate gangbanger that decided to break into my house and didn't realize I own firearms. Bless your heart.
Or it could mean, oh,
Dawn's a fruitcake. Bless your
You-
heart.
you put sugar in your cornbread. Bless your heart. Ah,
Okay. If you put
now
sugar
that's
in
a
your,
serious offense in the South.
if you put sugar in your cornbread, it is a corn muffin, which is low end
Different.
of the dessert table.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a cake by that
Yes, exactly.
that time.
I had no idea
I
that.
like corn muffins.
No,
Okay.
I had to teach my wife because she's English. She never ran into cornbread before she got here in the South. So the recipe on the mix called for sugar.
You
I
know,
told her,
in
honey,
England,
please never put sugar in cornbread, okay?
did you tell her about the bacon grease?
No, but she had learned that one from her family surviving World War II and the
They had bacon. They were doing pretty good.
no, and afterwards there were still shortages while England was recovering from World War II, and then, well, I mean, the Great Depression before, so her family was well versed in how to make.
I wonder if you could use the grease from Spam for cornbread.
It's a little bit too salty, I would say. There's a lot of salt in Spam.
Mhm.
Now the grease is grease,
Yeah.
but the salt bleeds out. So you could probably do it, but I would say you'd have to try it first and see where you got to cut back on the additional ingredients thereabouts. But
I found a recipe one time, and I had to try it just to see what it tasted like for bacon gravy.
okay.
And it's gravy made with bacon grease.
Mm-hmm.
Salty as hell. It's the saltiest gravy I've ever had in my life.
Okay. Sounds like red eye gravy.
Sorta. It didn't do what I wanted it to. It was okay.
Doesn't red eye gravy involve coffee?
Mhm.
Yes, it does. And
Day old
either-
cold coffee.
either salt cured or sugar cured ham being cooked in the pan first and leaving the grease from that, and then a little bit of coffee and God,
It's like breakfast leftovers. And that's the best way to describe it. So
it's like jet fuel for coffee addicts and Southern breakfast cooking addicts. I mean, seriously, this stuff.
you used to be able to
is
get
wrong with
red eye
you, boy?
gravy at a Cracker Barrel. I don't know if they still do that anymore.
I don't know if they still do that. I don't know if it's still legal for them to do that. I mean, we're talking about some serious coronary artery hardening things here. But but I grew up with it, and one of my dad's uncles was inordinately fond of it. So all the grandmotherly aged ladies in the family would make it for him, and oh, good Lord,
Damn it.
that's. I mean, I knew it would kill me eventually, but I still loved it. I feel the same way about women, but
Yeah, but in that case, it's their husbands.
it's exhaustion.
Or a combination thereof.
Nope. I had somebody that was a self-professed palm reader one time that told me that either I was going to live forever or I'd be killed by a jealous husband. And I said, "Do I get to pick?"
I can't keep up with the one I have. I don't need any more.
Well,
What, your husband?
I'm just wondering.
What woman, wife?
Do
Significant
does it-
other was the word we were taught in the military.
does it interrupt the prophecy if I just hang out with women that don't have jealous husbands, or
Wait a minute, I'm not married.
Donna?
Yes.
You know my reply to something like that.
You know
Yeah,
he's
but
not
Dan is.
jealous. Oh, you want to hear it funny? When we first went poly, he had, okay, husband and wife are like, they call them SOs, significant others. So we called other people OSOs, other significant others. And his first girlfriend was a good friend of mine. And they went together for about a year and a half. But she could not handle the fact that I knew about her. So she broke up with him and started dating a married man whose wife did not know about her.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I almost can understand the psychology in that. I wish I didn't, but I almost could.
yeah.
I do understand the psychology in that, although I don't support it.
Yeah, Lindsay and I are not poly. We're pretty much lockstep, which I've had to apologize time and time again because, you know, I do get offers.
I'm sure
And
you do.
Lindsay does too, because she's a very lovely lady. But we're a team, and we don't go extracurricular or outside the team. Now, there have been times when I just go, "Am I making a mistake here?" And I look at Lindsay and I go, "Nah, I'm not making a mistake." But still, I try not to offend anybody by saying no in a derogatory way. But I will take the offer as a compliment, and I will request that the person who has made the offer just please accept the wish for the deed.
I've always been hopelessly monogamous, even back in high school and stuff like that. I would only pursue one person until I was turned down, and then pivot somewhere else. If we're just dating, high school stuff, if they felt like they needed to date other people, I didn't care. But me, I can't bring myself to do that.
Yeah.
Now,
it's
said,
a mindset just like
I don't
anything
fault
else.
people who are poly.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta love the way you gotta love. It's just I don't have the energy to try to keep up with more than one person. I can barely keep up with one person that I'm with.
I don't
the
even
way
know what Ted and I are anymore.
Misty seems to be worried that someone else is going to try to win me away. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Well,
Ain't got to worry about that.
I actually
have
know
to-
why I'm the way I am.
You have to have belief in the strength of your connection with your primary mate. You have to know that it's going to be you and them forever, no matter who there is on the outside.
I would
You have to have the
conditionally agree with
mindset
that.
where
Yeah.
love is not tied with
Relations.
sex,
Mm-hmm.
to put it bluntly.
And
But for me,
yeah,
they are, and that's
Yeah.
what. But
Yeah.
my dad cheated on my mom when I was a kid,
Uh,
and the damage that did to my sisters, to me, to my mom. That's why I am the way I am.
mm-hmm.
I do not want to do that damage to anyone else. And I'm a very shallow person, and I'll admit that. I'm not going to stay somewhere where I'm not loved and where I don't love.
Yeah.
Um,
So polyamory is not so much about sex; it's about family.
Uh-huh.
Your
Connection.
OSOs are family too.
Yeah. And I can have a huge number of non blood
Romantic?
relation,
oh, okay.
non-romantic and non-blood. Well, sometimes non-romantic is really hard, but I can have a huge number of people that I consider family that I'm going to be totally chaste with, but I will flirt shamelessly.
That's Carl and I too. I mean, there's people like you that nothing's ever going to happen, but Carl and I are flirts. We're big flirts.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't intend to flirt, but apparently I do.
As a matter of fact, I saw a video about 2 weeks ago of Carl just chasing pussy out of his yard.
It was up for a second and came back to that.
Oh,
John can derail us quicker than Keisha can derail Cryptid Crunch. I'll tell you that right now.
but can he do it faster
disrespect
than?
intended.
But can he do it faster than Pika can derail Cryptid Crunch?
Pika who?
John Piker.
John Pika.
Not like Pikachu or something like that.
Yeah. You know, the dude
we could only hope.
God.
a couple of years ago at Hallowcon. Or the onesie pajama on Saturday morning.
I now want to get a photo of Pika's face and then have it doctored. Oh,
Uh-oh.
that'd be a good commission for Mike Jimmy.
Wow, there was a big light bulb that just went on above Rich's head.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I know. I'm blinded. I keep reading his mind, and I'm not trying to, but it's just Richie and I are on a similar frequency, and it's just
Have him
damn
blend
easy.
Pikachu and Pika with the surprised Pikachu face, and then under it have it
Pikachu.
Pika-Hoo or Pikachu.
I bet you
Does my
Mike Jimmy would appreciate it.
Does my butt look good in these spangly shorts?
Oh God! And then have it dressed up as Harley Quinn.
Exactly.
I gotta see if I can. I gotta see if I can afford this. If I can afford this,
You're gonna
I'm
have to
getting one
pay
made for
Jimmy a lot for this. I mean,
I'm getting.
he's
I'm
gonna
getting
have to
one
look
for
at it for a
everyone in
long
this room.
time to get it right.
I'm getting one for everyone in this room, and one for Pika.
T-shirts.
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 Hallowcon t-shirts.
Oh crap!
No,
Or patches.
badges. There you go. Buttons. No. Wait. The
I'm sorry, but we don't need those
The
things.
little 3x4 patches for like a jacket.
I would say like
Ah.
lanyard, something like the badge you can hang from a lanyard.
like the what do you call it? Ribbons that everybody hangs on their badges at the conventions.
The lanyards, yeah.
I get you.
Oh.
All right, I actually have to
You know,
write this one down so ADD does not get rid of it.
The
Yeah.
funny thing about it is, he would not be mad about that. He would be so pleased that someone would want to do that with his music.
And that's the
He
thing.
would be
I'm not doing it to be
complimented.
pissed. I'm doing it as because I think John would get a kick out of it.
Yeah, really. It's not
I'm
like
sure
we're
he would.
making fun of him. We're just visualizing what other people would think if they saw it. Who don't know John and don't know us that well either.
Now, granted, I don't know Johnny really well, but I think Johnny would. And of course, the fedora. The red
Are you
fedora has
okay,
to be on it too.
And the pink or purple beard.
John,
John, why are you getting redder
told
and
you not-
redder?
I told you not to drink the Tabasco sauce.
What in the hell?
Actually,
I don't care what flavor of soda it came in. Don't drink the Tabasco sauce.
I have two issues with turning red. One, I have Cherokee heritage, so my skin tends to be slightly red. Two, the lights that I was using to light up my green screen, I just grabbed whatever was in the garage, and it turns out that one or both of them, I'm not sure which, are actually full spectrum grow lights.
I knew that was coming. I knew.
So that's,
This is oh. I don't know if this is my worst nightmare or one of my favorite comedies come to life.
So last night,
Oh,
Misty and I were
I'm
talking
coming to
about
join you, Elizabeth. I don't know who you are, but I'm coming to join you.
a small scale balcony type garden type thing. So I was looking at some of that stuff, and one of the things we were looking at is grow lights. But the thing is, I want to see skullcap, lavender, catnip, lemon balm, and I probably won't be able to do licorice root in it, so I'll probably have to figure out something else as a sweetener. One of my friends was into, well, actually, she's still into herbalism, majorly. But in my early 20s, she used to make me a
I'll
tea
be right back.
with those ingredients for my migraines. And it, of everything I have taken throughout my entire life for my migraines, those are supposed to be great. And apparently lemon balm's also supposed to be really good for helping to control blood sugar too. So I was looking at tinctures and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we're looking at grow lights and stuff like that so that we can actually start some things inside the house and then move them out on the balcony, because we don't have a lot of space to do stuff. So
yeah, we were growing herbs and orchids for a long time, and strangely enough, we kept orchids normally only last like 2 years or something like that. We kept some going at the house here for over 7.
Yeah, Misty managed to get the 2 that I bought her most recently. She managed to keep them going for 5 or 6, and one of them actually sprouted. And I know I'm going to butcher it, and it's going to sound wrong, so I'm going to go ahead and slip this up here. The way it's spelled, it looks like it's supposed to be kinky. It's the little sprout child plant. It's either kinky or kinkay or something like that. And so I kept telling my wife she was getting kinky with her orchids. But yeah, so she actually got one to sprout one of those. And then I got her the stuff to actually take that off and plant that by itself and grow it, but she never had a chance to get around to it. So, and then unfortunately, right before the world exploded for us last year, and we lost the house, they ended up dying. So, but I love orchids. Orchids are beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I've got to figure out some way to be able to support irises here. And then before we sell Dad's place, I got to see if any of Mom's irises still exist and transplant a couple. Those irises, my grandfather, my mom's father, actually bred himself. He was a backyard botanist, and he took like 3 or 4 different irises to get the color that he wanted to, and bred them
iris, if I remember correctly, is a bulb plant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you should be able to find bulbs somewhere in the yard.
Yeah, but the thing about irises is if you don't actively cross-pollinate them with the color that you prefer, fresh plants in the color, you eventually wind up with nothing but white irises. The something in the way that they reproduce, they're the varieties that actually have the color, but if you don't make sure that they cross-pollinate and preserve the color, they will eventually go back to blank white. And I'm sorry, I have grown irises for 60 years. And
how deep of a pot would I have to get? I mean, could I pot an iris, or?
Oh yeah, irises are right up against the surface of the ground. They will
All right,
grow
because
even.
Misty was saying that they needed
even
a
if
deep.
the bulbs are partly sticking up out of the dirt. The important thing about preserving the color is you've got to make sure that if, like I do, you love the deepest, darkest purple ones, that's all the pollen.
These were nearly black.
That would be gorgeous.
They were.
That would be gorgeous.
And then after I found out that my grandfather bred those specifically and engineered those specifically, I was just so freaking amazed.
Mm-hmm. And that's not hard. It's not easy to do. It is very difficult to keep the color strain viable because irises will pollinate with any other iris that is within a mile.
Those sluts.
Like some of the people I know.
Hey, Hallowcon. I don't know. No.
Taking a drink.
Hey, I'm not.
Pinky's out, right?
The Irish is like, woo, Woodstock.
Woodstock dreams. Oh, there's a pink one. Oh, that's going to be interesting.
No, that's not a pink one. That's a pinky.
Well, and unfortunately, there are several. There's several
iris?
brands of the several varieties of the lily family that will do the same thing.
Like how Dan's trying to reel us back in.
Hey, no, I mean you're talking about horticulture here.
I've got to get some tiger lilies for Misty. They're actually her favorite. Go figure. Misty loves tigers, but tiger lily is her favorite flower of all time. So I got to get some of those to try to do some Decker box.
Now you're trying to derail me.
Did it work? I derailed Rich.
Well, technically,
Not quite.
three Southern Cats says Pussy Willow. I'm sorry, 3 Southern Cats and Mama. One of the cats' names is Willow. Therefore, Pussy Willow. But that's beside the
Yeah.
point.
Oh, did you see she got 2 birds?
No,
With one stone.
I like the little ginger cat. Holy paws.
Tangerine. Dapper.
But
No, she just got 2 birds yesterday, the day before. Elvis Mango and Dolly something.
she's got to do a lot of drugs.
Wait a minute.
Okie dokie.
I miss the attribution here. Whom are we discussing at this point in time?
The lady that does the TikTok channel and YouTube channel, 3 Southern Cats and Mama.
Okay.
And
That I am
Dapper
not
and
familiar with.
Tangerine. Oh God, they're funny. Okie dokie. Crackhead.
Okie dokie, Mama.
Okie dokie.
Oh dear.
Willow, Weezer,
Crackhead.
Tigger, Dapper,
AKA Tangerine.
Tangerine, with Holy Paws, who's
Mhm.
a very Christian kitty.
Did you hear why that is? She got him from one of her family member who is Pentecostal. So she's like, I'm just carrying on where he came from.
Tigger likes beer. Willow likes chicky nuggies and chocolate milk. Sorry, chocolate milk.
Shocky.
Chucky milk.
Nougats.
You're not supposed to give cats chocolate.
Yeah, I was about to say.
She doesn't actually give it to him. Well, that's done.
They just take it.
Well, she acts like the cats. I mean, she voices all the animals and everything. But she acts like the cat. You know, she'll dole this stuff out to the cats, but you know, she's not actually giving the cat beer. Pardon?
You mean the cats don't talk on their own?
Not the
Thank
way
you,
that
John.
most humans understand it.
Oh, your
Like, I
microphone.
understand this dumbass over here.
You're mute.
Dawn, you're muted. And I can't unmute you.
She's gonna have to click it. I can't undo her. It's
Yeah.
something on her end.
We had this discussion just a few minutes ago.
Jeez.
Dan, it's being used on somebody other than you.
Huh?
It might be a StreamYard thing. So
It could be.
Who knows?
Because it looked like she got dumped out and came back in, so there might be.
Several times.
hey,
Yeah.
I've got like 5 different microphone selections down here on this computer.
She might have to go into her settings and
And only one of them works.
Well, and she's on her phone too.
I am amazed that my simple little old-fashioned gaming laptop actually the microphones and the speakers work fine for this, and just everybody's having to get headphones and microphones and everything else.
Well,
because of the day job, it's kind of just ingrained. Because if my screen's like this, there's going to be a
Thanks for
whole
calling
lot of
Chick-fil-A.
echo. So I use this semi-professional microphone.
Dawn, say something.
Am I muted?
There you
we
go.
hear her.
we can hear you.
Run! No. Damn, she's back.
Now
Release
it's
the
muted.
Kraken. Oh, now you got Donna's attention, don't it? Kraken.
No. Donna gave up the Kraken.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
My head isn't. I still got it.
Oh. Which is that one, Rich?
Kraken attacks Indiana. It's the 94 proof.
Ooh.
I don't have a lot left.
I gave up the 94 proof. I go hunt for the 70 proof.
I've got
I got
probably a
tired of
dark and stormy
walking
left.
real quick. Um,
So I gave Carl a warning today. It's time to put out another book.
oh,
He is not gonna like this next Hunter's Ridge.
well, might
I've
be
got
why
to
he
talk
went
to
to
him
bed
about
early.
covers.
But yeah, April's coming up,
Oh.
so I thought that's when I like to put out. I like to put out one in April and one in November. So I thought if I told him now, he'd have some time to think about it and get it edited and not work so hard on somebody else's book covers, Don.
Ah, that's not fair. A commission
I'm
is a
innocent.
commission.
Because remember, she's cracking the whip on me just as hard.
I have to
I
have
am
talk to that
so
girl.
not touching that line.
Well, since Michaela got the rights back to her first Warriors book,
Yeah.
she has to change. It can't be the Elite Warriors anymore. That has to be changed slightly, and the
The cover has to change. Yep, because
and
the
so she has
original publishing house has too many rights to the first
Mhm.
cover.
Crap. I got to
And
think of a
because
title
she-
for the anthology.
What's
and
the
because
anthology
she has
about?
to change that, she wants them all to match. So
No, seriously, Rich, what's the anthology about?
It's the 6 short stories. They're, I'd say they're all kind of fairly well horror bent.
But they're all by you.
They're all mine, yeah.
mhm.
Okay, so it's not an anthology, it's a collection.
Yeah.
I thought an anthology was a collection. no matter
Anthology
what.
has-
is
Okay.
various authors.
Okay.
Collection is a single author.
Okay. So yeah, I've got
You
to
got
think of a title for my collection. Hey,
Hey, I'm an
I've-
editor.
I've-
This
I've-
is what I do.
I've written
He's
things
a-
for a while. I don't know terminology when it comes to publishing.
Hey, we all had to learn this.
I'm a
I was
virgin.
doing the same thing.
Oh my god, I
Years
was just
ago.
being a smartass. Okay, chill.
We
You're
were
here.
even
We
paying
need you
attention
here.
I ain't touching that line neither.
Which one? Mine?
Yes, dear.
to.
Madam, you interest me strangely.
But yeah, I got to figure out a name for the collection.
Okay, so it is basically horror themed. Is
I
there
would
an
say there-
underlying thread?
Oh hell no. Well,
Okay.
they were all submissions for a podcast that friends were doing so long ago. The only rights they had was first podcast rights. They didn't touch any of the other rights, and all that was under Creative Commons to begin with. So I retain my all publishing and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Standard deal.
Kind of the audio version of Aphelion.
Okay.
And it was called Every Photo Tells because they would have these photographs that they would put out. The thing is, I don't have rights to any of the photographs, so I can't really use those as part of my cover. But they're all over the place when it comes to horror, ish. And a couple of them have a Twilight Zone-esque twist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the nice thing is you can't copyright titles. So if you wanted to call it Every Picture Tells a Story, Rod Stewart is not going to sue you.
He might. You won't win.
He won't win. Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. That originally was not a Rod Stewart song. Somebody else sang that.
You mean
Mm-hmm.
It's Janis
Is that
Joplin.
under Faces at first?
you
I
mean
gotta look
Sterling, don't you? Twilight
Hmm?
Zone.
Rod Sterling.
Yeah, Rod Stewart is the singer.
Oh yeah. It wouldn't be Twilight Zone. It would be
When the lights go
Night Gallery.
down in the city.
That's Journey.
When the lights are out. When the lights go down.
Well, I know what I want to call the next
Hmm.
collection. The next collection is going to be things that go bump in the light. Because it's going to be
that pretty much predicates that things that go bump in the night would be a useful title for you somewhere along the line. And as I said, you cannot copyright titles.
Yeah.
Because
the
otherwise,
next
I'd be in
collection I want to put
a
out
lot
is
of
going to
trouble.
be monsters every day all around you. So actually what I'm doing there is I've got a list of a bunch of monsters and a bunch of different occupations and be like, okay, so what happens when your mailman is a werewolf? You know,
As long as he's
Every
delivering
picture
every
tells a
day,
story.
not much.
Every Picture Tells a Story was written by Rod Stewart and Ronnie Wood.
Yeah. The song itself, yes. Let's see. I should be able to do this. Evidently, I'm not drunk enough.
I'm horrific at titles.
so
I usually start with a title and write a story around that.
So the shorts that are in it is The Hunt, The Chandler, The Bite, Path's Best Forgotten, Nightcap, and Gale's Gift.
And of course, you could always go with the tried and true The Hunt and other stories.
I was thinking possibly, Tales from Every Photo Tells or something like that. But that
To call
website
back
is
to
so
the original impulse. Yeah.
is so defunct. It's not even funny. It's the audio for most of my stories are still up there. I can't remember which. I think it's Nightcap that they don't have up there. But I was smart and I downloaded them all back in the day so I could actually put them on my iPod and listen to them and have them part of the rotation for the rest of my songs and stuff like that. I mean, I wasn't, that narcissistic that I just listened to them over and over and over again. Like, so I got to figure what I want to do for that. And then figure out, because if I do that, Tales from Every Photo Tells, it wouldn't be hard to find stock pictures of candles being made or a medieval person making candles, something to represent a hunt, something to represent a zombie bite or something like that, and stuff like that. I mean, finding the stock images to put in place won't be hard. And also, I'm trying to think of.
It'll come in handy for a slideshow when you start doing ads.
And then apparently Nick really liked one of the blasts from the past that I found today that I put up on my writings page. And the thing is that word for word is almost dead on a dream that I had.
Now that's got possibilities right there.
Hmm.
Without having read them,
Well, you're on my writings page, and they're all posted there. Well, the pre-edited versions are posted there. So
Hmm.
okay, publisher hat on. Okay, I like this one, but you probably won't.
Tales from the Dick Side.
Tales from a Twisted Mind.
Tales from the
That's
head.
nice.
Dick in photos.
Tails or heads.
One of my best friends asked for a bunch of just headshots of me. This one. Because
Yeah. Sure.
he actually had
I had the beer
I'm
in the
so glad
air.
you specified.
a
Oh,
joke series that he was putting out called Unsolicited Dick Pics. And it was like he would send out pictures of like Dick Cheney, Dick Clark, me, other famous Richards.
other famous Richard. Oh, you are famous. I'll give you that.
There was
Tricky Dick.
There was a comedian back in the 70s whose name
Now is the winter of your discontent, your dick's content, or
there was a comedian back in the
hey,
70s.
if you ask me for puns, I can do that. But a
needs
serious,
to be a line in one of Michaela's. Now is the winner of your Dick's content.
Yeah, you submit that one, okay?
Sorry, John, you were saying.
There was a comedian back in the 70s named Dick Gold. And one of the jokes he used to tell was says when he joined the army, of course, they put your first name last name first. So
What was his name?
Dick Gold.
And then he became a supervillain and
And he
wanted
says,
to plate everyone's.
He says the bad part is he had to live up to it.
oh, they come in platinum. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord, yeah, you said it.
He wanted to go to
Please
medical
forgive me, Tim Curry.
He wanted to go to medical school on the GI Bill, become a proctologist. Says he already had a theme song, Goldfinger.
And his nurse was named Odd Job.
Nobody did odd jobs.
Octopussy.
No. Oh no.
2 minutes.
Now I've got to release an album called Octave Pussy. No, I'm not. Just because I think of a pun doesn't mean I have to use it.
Oh yeah, you say that tonight.
Now, just out of curiosity, this show is a 2-hour show, right? So it ends at
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
minute and 30 seconds. Okay, just
because I've got to go to work in the morning.
good point.
For another 10 months.
Exactly.
And after that, it's an all night.
Hey, Lindsay is already worried about what I'm going to do when I don't have to go to work in the morning anymore.
Dan.
Yes.
How much are they going to pay you not to talk about them?
Actually, I think it's probably more how much am I willing to give up of my retirement money not to be wasting time in court with cease and desists and things like that. And no, I don't.
I would just tell them straight up, I'm thinking about writing a book about my time here at this company. It says, but if you give me $100,000, I won't.
Well, that'd be another 2 years retirement money. Yeah.
That's half a Winnebago right there.
We're not shopping in the same markets. Donna, don't touch that line.
Imagine expressions.
I was just gonna say he likes small boats, canal boats.
Rich, did you catch that?
What was that?
Imagine expressions. Image expressions.
That sounds kind of commercial.
I'm brainstorming. That's where you gotta start somewhere.
Good point.
Hey, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. I like that.
Plus, I mean, it's like you cut them up with something that's brainstorming.
Hey, seriously,
You could call it rich images.
Dick pics. I like that one.
Yeah, dick pic, same thing. That's
Well,
I don't think that's going for his target audience, but then again,
well,
of course, technically
Would
they're not your images, right?
Right.
Okay, so that one.
we're at 2 hours, and we know how Carl gets when the show goes over 2 hours.
Oh, how was his reaction to the 4-hour one the other night?
We're at 2 hours and 1 minute.
You mean the 5-hour
and 5
one?
seconds.
What did we go 5?
We went 5 hours, and he's
Holy
like,
shit!
yeah,
we
that's
we
about
went
the reaction.
we went 3 and then went off camera for the other
No,
2.
we were on camera for at least 4
5
hours and
hours.
45
Yeah,
minutes.
Well, I mean, it quit being recorded at 3.
Back when we first
No.
started doing,
No,
when
we
we
had
first
a
started,
recorded 5-hour show.
Yeah,
Because he
Oh.
complained that it
the
took
live
him all
was showing
day to
that we were
watch
almost
it.
5. Yeah.
when we were first doing stupid
There's
o'clock,
there's your title, almost live.
when we were first doing stupid o'clock, it was 2 hour show, and we didn't have we didn't have the stupid after show or last man standing back then. But we used to do an after show that wasn't live, so we'd like do 2 hours live and then just hang out.
Just
I think
hang out, yeah.
I think we hung out once for like 4.5 hours or something like that after the 2 hour show.
Yeah, we've done that here a couple times too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
we-
and we have actually done 6
that-
hours or
and
so was recorded,
Yeah. And then that one show where
and
we did
Brian
stupid-
was pissed.
we did stupid o'clock. We were all sitting around talking, and this cat climbed up on Joe's chair. Joe turned around to look at it, and it farted in his mouth.
right in his mouth. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, he turned
he
around.
was-
He was going to say something to the cat, and he's like,
he was
"Oh, God,
inhaling
no."
to tell the cat to
And
get
the
down.
cat ran off, and and that was what got started the stupid after show, was so that because we didn't record that, and he said we need to record this stuff.
And yeah, and then I go, wait a minute, we're not doing an after show this week. Well, let me. And I started doing Last Man Standing because stupid o'clock. Several of the people that were regulars there did not want to stay up late, and I am insomniac, so it kind of became a thing, and it's continued ever since, and I'm still
I'm
insomniac.
about the end of my candle here, so I'm going to go ahead and bow out unless we're going to.
All right, I'm going to tell the bedtime story, but doesn't mean the fun is going to end. It just means no one will hear what we come up with after the bedtime story.
I got to bounce
Night,
because I do got to
everybody.
work in the morning.
Good
Too.
night, John.
Good night.
Night, folks.
Well, shall we dance?
Sure.
We could dance if we.
Transmission overload.
System will shut down.
System goes shut down. System goes shut down. System goes shut down.